And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success Morning Coffee. I'm a little bit tired this morning. Not because I'm tired, but I couldn't go to sleep last night. So when you can't sleep, you do things at about 5 o'clock in the morning. What's up, Nikki? Or not 5 o'clock in the morning. It was probably about 10:30 last night. I took some Tylenol PM. Slept really good. Or is it good? When you take Tylenol PM, you typically don't. It's not as good as you think it is. The sleep is not as useful. So, but I was able to sleep, which was nice because it's hard when you can't sleep. So there you go. And then it was funny because my son, who will be 2 next week, a couple months ago, my wife had surgery. She wasn't able to pick him up, or isn't able to pick him up for another couple weeks because he is over 25 pounds. And it was funny because so we went in and we took he was in a crib, which, I don't know, some people might think that that's a little long to be in a crib because we've heard that was long. We put him in a day bed. So we took the crib, kind of converts into a day bed, stuck him in a day bed. And he had a couple rough nights. I had to sleep in there on the floor. There is static. That is annoying. Interesting. Apologize, we haven't had static in a while. How does that sound now? Who knows? I might have to re-up. Might have to reload. Might have to delete this one. Static. That is annoying. Anyway, he wouldn't sleep very well, and so I had to go. The first night, I slept with him for a little bit, and he fell asleep. He just kept looking at me, getting up, going back to sleep. Second night, I decided, you know what, if he's going to be this way, I'm going to go all in, and I'm just going to go sleep on the floor. So I went and slept on the floor with him, and he was the same way. So we thought this is going to be a repeating pattern. We decided that if he's not going to do it, we're going to stick him in his pack and play. Stuck him in his pack and play. He went to sleep, stayed in there that night. Next day, we asked him if he wanted to sleep in the big boy bed or if he wanted to sleep in his pack and play. He said his pack and play. So we went back and forth for a while until he finally got to the point where he wanted to sleep in his bed. So now he goes in his bed on his own all the time. And he does that. Well, he's in this little sleep sack. Have you guys ever watched The Simpsons? And if you have, you'll know that like Maggie Simpson's in this little thing and she's running around all the time. And that's kind of what a sleep sack is like. Well, he's realized that he can get out of his bed now. And so in order to keep him in his bed, we thought, we'll leave him in the sleep sack, no big deal, he won't get out. Well, now he's walking in the sleep sack. So it's funny. Yesterday when I got done here, went in the other room, here comes this little dude running around the corner, not running around the corner, but you can just kind of hear him going, because you can't really walk. He can walk with his feet, but it's not as good as it could be. So it's kind of funny because he has walked out of his bedroom. Well, last night my wife jumps up because she's watching him on the monitor, and he gets up and he's walking around with the monitor, or walking around the house. So he's going around the house. And it's annoying because we have these doors with the handle bar instead of the knob, the twist knob. It has like a bar, and they don't make very many options. Well, they do make them, but it's like everything is 3M. So you have to stick it to your door. And my concern is that if I stick it to my door, when I need to take it off in a year, he's not gonna need it anymore. He's gonna we'll have to rip it off, and the plastic will, or not the plastic, but the 3M will rip the paint off the door, and I don't want to do that. So I need an alternative. I'm working on it, trying to figure it out. But last night, that was what it was. It was funny. She's up and she's running, and she asked me, she goes, "What's wrong?" Like, I got up at about 10:30 to take the Tylenol PM. She goes, "What's wrong?" I go, I can't sleep. And she's like, "What do you mean you can't sleep? You've been sleeping fine." I'm like, have I been? Do you know what's going on in my head? So I got kind of snappy. But I started thinking about things last night, and I don't know what, and then took Tylenol PM, and now I'm a little groggy. But it is what it is. I got some sleep. which is what I need. But I was thinking about, this season's almost over, the year is almost over, and what does everyone do? Everyone makes a New Year's resolution. How many of you make a New Year's resolution? And for the last, forever, I guess what I'd say, I don't like New Year's resolutions. I think they're ridiculous. I think that there's any day, any time in your life, you can make a change in your life, and you can be willing to do that. And a resolution just gives you an excuse to start on a certain day. It's kind of like a diet, right? I'm going to eat shitty today. I'm going to eat shitty today. I heard my brother say this weekend, because he was starting his New Year's resolution. It's like, January 1st, all going to change. January 1st, all going to change. And guess what happens? January 1st rolls around, and you do it for a few days. Something else happens, because there's like all these things are going on. What's next? What's after January 1st? What's like the next big thing to you? Probably, if you watch football or anything, it's the Super Bowl, right? So you get to the Super Bowl and you're like, oh man, I've been good. Then you get to the Super Bowl and it's like, oh, there's all these finger foods. There's all this stuff. It's okay. I'm just going to blow up for a day. You know what? I'm going to blow up for another week. You know what? I did it bad yesterday. Screw it. I'm done. So I don't like resolutions, and I think it's kind of funny that people say that they're going to make them. Nikki says, I make resolutions to not make resolutions. And I think that's, resolutions are just an excuse to do something, but then they fall apart. And I feel like the number one resolution is that I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to exercise more, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So I pulled up 55 New Year's resolutions, best ideas.